So I'm going to talk a little bit today about the menstrual cycle as a kind of internal heroine's journey. And also I'd like to give you a short practice that you can use as part of your own personal journey each month. I've written a blog post around this theme as well, so I've put the link in the description if you want to read more. So the concept of the hero's journey was put forward by Joseph Campbell. It's a framework that appears over and over again in storytelling. The basic idea being that the hero begins the tale in their ordinary life. There comes the call to adventure. They may try to refuse the call, but eventually they set out, they pass through trials and challenges, and in the end they win through and they return changed, probably armed with some new knowledge or treasure or some such thing. So Joseph Campbell, annoyingly, and probably because he was writing in 1949, didn't think women needed to make the hero's journey, but this is clearly nonsense. And a lot has been written since then about the heroine's journey in various forms. And this can be the same, the outward journey, the same as the hero's journey. But for our purposes today, I'm looking at the menstrual cycle as a kind of inward heroine's journey. So there is the ordinary life, the outward expression of energy into career, projects, creativity, whatever it may be. This outward energy leading up to and including ovulation, that energy of summer. And then comes the call to adventure. We may try to refuse the call, but eventually we have to start to make that journey inwards. We move into the premenstrual phase. We begin our descent, our journey inside, like Inanna or Persephone descending to the underworld. And as this inward journey progresses, we become closer to our last shadow, all the things we've been avoiding feeling. And all of this emotion starts to feel closer to the surface as we descend. And we might label it PMT, and we might accuse ourselves of being too emotional, hormonal, or irrational. But scientific studies have shown that women are no less rational at any point in their cycle. We don't become irrational. So what's happening? Why are the big reactions to such small things? What's happening is that as we make this inward descent, we are closer to all these things that have actually been bothering us all along, but for whatever reason, we haven't addressed them. So we've dismissed, or we've ignored, or we've glossed over the small annoyances, the small hurts, the needs that aren't really being addressed. And now they're becoming insistent. So this is a time to listen to whatever is underneath the surface. This is a time to listen to what our bodies are telling us and to sit with it, whatever it may be. It's not yet the time to act on it. It's the time to feel it, because we still have to make the rest of the descent. And finally, we reach the time of menstruation. This is Persephone or Inanna reaching the underworld. We have passed through the gates. We are down in the depths. And it's a time of shedding and release and letting go of anything that isn't for us. But it's also a time to access our deeper wisdom. This is the time that you are in your priestess phase. The darkness is where creativity is born. It's the soil in which the seed germinates. The seed of an idea, a new beginning. The life-death life cycle is being mirrored in our bodies. So death is a gateway to new beginnings. This should be a time of nurturing and rest, but it doesn't always feel possible in our modern lives. We certainly can't take time off work. We can't always make extra time for ourselves. But one short practice that you can try during this time, or during the premenstrual descent, if a lot is coming up for you, is to tap into the internal power of your womb energy and to listen for your own body's wisdom. It doesn't have to take long. So to briefly go through this practice, getting comfortable, seated or lying, and starting to feel that you can breathe directly in and out of your womb space. Letting your breath be slow and relaxed and even. Breathing directly in and out of your womb itself. And really feel this as a center of creativity, of power. Feel the life force energy that is generated here, that is stored here, that is available to you from here. And continuing to breathe as though you could breathe in and out of this womb space. Taking this time to really connect to this powerful, generative, creative source of life and death. And feel that this infinite potential stored here can expand with every in-breath, expanding and expanding until it fills your whole body. That your whole system can be bathed in this creative power. Continuing to breathe. And then just letting yourself be very still, just listening for anything coming up, any message that your internal wisdom wants to share, what's bubbling up from the underworld for you. And finally ending the practice with gratitude for whatever has come up, whatever you've gained, whatever you've experienced. When we've been down to the bottom of the abyss, it's time to return with new knowledge, new wisdom, and new ideas. We have felt the unfelt things, and that's how they begin to resolve. That's how they begin to be released, to let go. All that needs to be healed. And so as we start to ascend again, we do so armed with new knowledge, all that we've learned during our time in the darkness. And the heroine's journey continues with the coming of spring, new starts, new energy, the follicular phase of building and starting to move outwards in the world again. We can bring aligned action back into the world when we know what's going on for us. So now we know what's been bothering us under the surface. If we need to, we make changes. Until the call comes again next month. So take the practice, use it, make it your own, let it be part of your own check-in on a monthly basis. I'd love to hear how you get on. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and follow if you'd like to see more. With so much love.